few clips of Dave Rubin, everyone's favorite classical liberal, getting dunked on like a motherfucker. I mean, he's really getting dunked on in this. Just absolutely destroyed. So this is a sort of like short of a Kirk Day 2 event type situation. Like this is the second best kind of day, is when one of these guys for some reason decides to go out in public and talk to other human beings that disagree with them, and there's no way for them to escape the conversation. So very excited. Let's see the first one from Parker. This is a minute clip.
What is one main metric that Donald Trump has made better off since he got in office? An example would be GDP, unemployment, inflation, etc.
So Parker loves to ask people this, especially right-wingers, like, well, hey, what's one specific thing Donald Trump has done? And, I mean, I think he knows part of the reason he asks this is because when you have MAGA people in your family, you know them, they don't have a real reason that they like Donald Trump. Like, it's the racism and the I feel like I'm part of a winning team thing. They don't have like policy ideas other than like fucking get them out of our country. You know what I mean? They don't think further than like some emotional outburst. So it's super funny to ask this.
Etc.
Right now, first off, the big beautiful bill was just passed last year, and it's kicking in now, right? It's kicking in now.
Big beautiful bill. Dude, when you call it the big beautiful bill and you're like in defense of it, God, what a cuck. How embarrassing.
We're going to now see results of that, like even the tariffs. All right, so let's do tariffs. Are you for or against tariffs?
I'm against the universal tariff. So what's the main metric that he made better off?
What?
What's the main metric that he made better off? GDP, unemployment, inflation? Do you have any idea?
Listen.
Listen, I don't fucking know. The whole room laughing at Dave Rubin every fucking time.
Listen.
I don't think you do.
Hold on. So
hold on. I've been vamping for 30 seconds trying to figure out how to answer this question and cannot do it.
You're arguing that things economically were better under Joe Biden.
At the end of his administration, absolutely.
Yeah. Can you give me an example of how?
Yeah, GDP growth was better off. Real median wage growth is better off. Inflation was better off at the end of his administration. Unemployment was better off at the end of his administration.
They always ask as a, well, can you even answer it? And then, of course, he asks you the question in a prepared debate setting on like a major thing. He comes prepared. Parker is... Look, these liberal kids like him and Dean and whatever that other kid's name is, you know, I like that they're out here doing this. I hope that they all move to the far left like they ought to someday. But it's good to have very like clean, crisp talking point list guys out there who are going to hit you with the real facts. I mean, Joe Biden sucked, but that's okay. He was literally materially better in these regards. And so that's fine to argue.
With the worst year of job growth in the past 4 years, just this last year under Trump's administration, the inflation 3.8% year over year since Trump got in office. We're seeing all of those.
Look at his face.
The inflation 3.8% year over year since Trump.
He's like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize I would have to prepare for this appearance. Fucking Dave Rubin, dude. We don't watch a lot of Dave Rubin because he's a dumbass. He's also blocked me on Twitter, so I forget to look for his content sometimes. But did you know that Dave Rubin blocked me on Twitter? I think I mention this every time we end up watching a Dave Rubin video because I think it's so funny why he blocked me. He asked a few 4th of Julys ago, like, hey, what's your favorite picture of the American flag? So I replied with a picture of American flag toilet paper, and he fucking blocked me. Where's my fucking free speech, Dave? He's a comedian, okay? That's funny. Even if you're a patriot, that's funny. I'm fucking super high level freedom of speech. We can even put our flag on toilet paper. He blocked me for that. Anyway, I think that's weak shit.
Got in office, we're seeing all of those economic indicators become worse off. Can you tell me anything that he's done to make it better off? You say it's broken for Democrats. It sounds like it's broken right now under Trump.
Have you looked at the stock market?
It's worse off in terms of growth in 2025 as compared to 2024. If you look at Dow Jones and S&P 500.
No, Dave. Anyway, that's a nice, easy, clean one from Parker. It's pretty obvious. Dave was like, hey, I'm just going to go get a fresh haircut and nothing else matters. I'm not even going to fucking pay attention to the topics. I talk about this stuff every day. I'm good to go. By the way, can I just say the way that they pick people who are getting to the chair is bad because it's like just who can sprint there the fastest. So anyone over here is at a disadvantage. I hate that. Super dumb. I don't know who the person is that's talking here. So we'll figure it out together. But here he is getting dunked on.
So let's start. Well, first off, the disastrous war, the quote-unquote disastrous war that you're talking about. You're talking about a 40-day military operation that stopped an apocalyptic regime from getting a nuclear bomb.
Dude, this is such a cope. It's always like, oh, well, you don't want this guy's fucking face. You don't want Iran. They're gonna blow us up with the bombs. Dog, if you're just like, you know what, violence is bad. Bombing people is bad. People who are committing violence around the world, we should stop that. And then you go, okay, who's committing violence? And you look it up and you're like, Israel and the United States of America are the most violent countries on the map.
And exporting terrorism throughout the world. And we're now in an economic embargo of them, right? We've basically done a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. So to say it's a disastrous war,
we've done a blockade.
We did lose. Hang on.
To say that we are blockading them is hilarious. When every week it's like, please, can you open it up to Strait of Hormuz for just a second so we could get just a little bit of oil, please? I really like it when my energy prices are reasonable. And they're like, no, you're bombing us. Stop. We're blockading their blockade. Ah, I see. Sound strategy. By the way, I don't have them on screen because I don't have a Truth Social account, but I do have a chat with my boys who are locked in on politics, and he's freaking out on Truth Social right now. He has tweeted or truthed the same fucking thing over and over and over. He's like live streaming his crash out and giving demands to Iran over Truth Social, saying like they need to say this and they need to like hang their heads in shame and do the surrender flag. So stupid. Like what? They're winning.
Hang on, we did lose 13. We did lose 13 of our soldiers, and that is
and killed over
terrible.
200 children.
Yeah, 250 even. 200 for our 250-year anniversary. We killed one Iranian child for each. It is very American for our 250th anniversary to sacrifice one child per year towards our glory. I think that makes sense. And you know what? It's good too, because that used to be 3/5 of a child, and now it's a whole one. Now we count the whole fucking death. Used to have to take 2 of them to count for 1 and some change, you know? We're really improving. You could say we're in our woke era.
But things happen in war, right?
Yeah.
Things happen in war. Murdering kids. Just a village massacre in Vietnam. No big deal. Just bombing the entirety of Dresden. No problem, man. Why don't we just smash some fucking schools with some bunker busters? In Iran, no problem. Why don't we fucking drone strike a wedding? Things happen. And that's what they're going to fucking say. This is so stupid. I don't wish any ill will on any fucking foreign person. Never have. I want everybody on earth to have access to healthcare, housing, and education, and food, and water, and sanitation. And I think we could do it. I know we can do it. We could stop blowing each other up, stop spending all these resources on that, work together, make sure that everybody all over the world has the same standard that we can try to muster, and then let's all go, let's explore this world, let's enjoy it, let's explore the universe together, let's understand our place in it a little bit more, let's just work together. Wouldn't that be dope as fuck? Did you guys know that we're all stranded on Paradise in space and there's no one to tell us what to do except for us? Pretty sweet deal if you ask me. Could be worse.
Yeah, well, things do happen in war. You
and-
wait,
so-
you can
so-
laugh
so-
at that. Hold on,
so-
listen. You
wait, no,
want to talk?
I know.
War is the last.
If Donald Trump wanted to prevent the Islamic Republic of Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, he could have just stuck with the Iran nuclear deal that he ripped up.
No, and
Iran
hold
did
on.
not. Iran did not enrich past the
Yeah.
two,
True.
the
Hold on,
3.67.
hold on,
Wait,
hold
they
on.
didn't
Your
enrich
number-
past the 3.67%.
Well, that's not true.
Dave does not want anyone to talk. He is really not listening and capable of hearing something because he knows he's getting fucking buried here. I know Dave has this thing where he gets paid by MAGA dudes to, he's the chosen gay that they've allowed into space because he doesn't feel too gay. He's a man in a suit. Don't you see? He's not that gay. Yeah, he has a husband, but I can turn that off, or I can pretend I'm like one of the woke MAGAs. No problem. Like I know it's a financial thing, but this must wither his soul, right? Although I do think Dave Rubin is actually just a dumbass, so maybe if he's just so dumb it doesn't wither his soul. His husband's also named Dave. I think maybe that would be cute if they were cute, but it's not, so they're not,
in the JCPOA.
No.
They only got to 60% after Donald Trump left that deal.
I'm impressed with your talking points. You got impressive talking points, and you memorized them well. They're not.
You got impressive talking points. I'm losing.
Correct, but I am impressed.
Okay,
first off, the Iranians admitted in the negotiations right before the war started that they were enriching past what they were allowed to. That's number one. Number two, can you agree or verify their claims?
Fact check. IAEA reports and U.S. analysis show Iran did not enrich uranium beyond the JCPOA's 3.67% limit until after Trump pulled the U.S. out of the nuclear deal. Iran started exceeding that cap in 2019 in response to the withdrawal.
It's one thing to say, oh, this is what we're doing, this is what we are agreed to, etc., but you have to be able to verify
So he's wrong.
that. And the idea that we have people on the ground or the UN or some third-party organization that can verify what they're actually doing.
The IAEA assessments agree with me, and Tulsi Gabbard, our Director of National Intelligence, testified in front of Congress last year, and according to the entire intelligence community, Iran did not have a nuclear weapons program.
Okay, that they didn't have a nuclear weapons
Yes.
program. They were enriching past the point that they were allowed to for civilian use. Everyone knows that. But,
Yeah.
but allow me.
He already got fact
But
checked.
do you
Allow
understand
me
a
to
weaponization
roughly-
process is different than
Let me ask
just
you something.
enriching?
Do you think the Iranian regime?
It doesn't matter. This is a stupid thing to quibble about because it's irrelevant. We don't get to bomb some of their children because they want to enrich uranium. I don't care. They also, I think, never enriched to weapons grade. I don't know. I don't even know how to do it. And I wouldn't admit it if I did. Something to also remember is that we had inspectors that were allowed access under the Obama agreement, which opened diplomatic channels, allowing us to build closer ties and open up the Middle East. That would be stupid because Barack Obama did it.
Before this war, the Iranian regime that has oppressed the people of Iran for 40 years.
In her March 2025 intelligence testimonial, Tulsi Gabbard said U.S. intelligence agencies concluded Iran was not currently building a nuclear weapon and had not restarted its pre-2003 nuclear weapons program. She later clarified that Iran's highly enriched uranium stockpile could produce a nuclear weapon within weeks to months if the order was given to build one. They've been weeks to months away from it as long as Benjamin Netanyahu's been in power.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months. They have the wherewithal, the stored up, the preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it. Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs. They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of heavily enriched uranium for an atom bomb. Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out. Iran will be capable of producing a little, without reporting anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
Do you think that was a good regime? Would you say that was a good government? Would you like to
No.
live under those people? Were they progressive in any way? Do they hold any of the values that any of you guys hold?
No,
I'm just
but we
curious.
don't just start wars on countries whose politics we disagree with or who are oppressive to their own people. We were actually an ally to Saudi Arabia.
True. We don't have to be an ally to Saudi Arabia. I also don't think we should be allies with these people. But, like, we don't have to bomb them. Like, I think there's a difference between I'm murdering you and your children and we're best buds. They weren't us, so we bond them. Very racist Dave Rubin shit. This is, I mean, essentially how you have to be if you're a Zionist and if you are a nationalist. You can't use critical thinking skills. Like, if you're an Iranian, Iranian. Like, imagine you live in Iran and you see your fucking children blown up by American bombs and Israeli bombs. Do you think you're going to be like, yes, those countries are redeemable in some way? Someday I will find it in my heart to love those places. No! And why should you? Like, how could you possibly... You're still racist against the entirety of the Middle East for 9/11. All right, last clip. Gay conservative says homophobia is based, actually. Hell yeah, dude. My favorite part of Dave Rubin is when he loves homophobia and having homophobic friends. This is Mason from One Hand Politics, friend of the show.
I'm a big fan. I've been watching you since like all the way back in the Sam Harris era.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember you
softening me up. Okay.
No, you brought
okay.
on like Stephen Mullihu, like the white nationalist, and I was like, this guy just loves ideas. He just loves all different types of ideas.
Getting made fun of.
So I love that. But yeah, just one.
He didn't like that shit. He's like, are you making fun of me? Stephen Molyneux's fucking ideas where, hey, the idea is that your wombs are not inseeded enough, okay? Anyone with a womb out there, if you're not pregnant, you're wasting your fucking time, okay?
I want to talk right now specifically about the difference between progressive values and the MAGA coalition.
Sure.
It seems to me that all of the ills that are attributed to wokeism are typically things that people find annoying. So people being overly, policey about their pronoun usage or talking about specific groups that might seem extremely marginalized. That's what I typically hear from the right. I don't hear like a degradation of like society unless it's the far theocratic right.
So it's funny, I get called a conservative all the time. I actually happen to be a liberal in the
You're a
truest.
I think that's a pretty good definition of what the right thinks being woke is.
In the truest sense of liberal.
You should join the circle.
And progressives are not liberal as a general rule of thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not actually liberal. You're not actually big liberals. The classical liberal, the Sargon of Akkad. Okay, so you're all just racists. Like, I don't know what classical liberal is. I think you hide behind that as like a last bastion of self-respect, of which you should not have any. Like, you don't deserve it. You're like, actually, I'm a classical liberal. You're not. You're just dog shit.
For me, I just feel like that type of like annoyance that wokeism presents to the world is a lot less dangerous than like, I don't know, the coalition that you're a part of that like condemns people for having children when they're in gay marriages.
True.
Or says things like, people that are of particular sexual orientations don't deserve the same equal rights.
Well,
would you say that that's something that's dangerous?
I think you should think it's dangerous for people not to want you to have rights, Dave. But every single time he has asked any of this, he's like, well, actually, the homophobic person you're about to bring up is my best friend ever, and I've had wine with them or something, like, so they can't be bad. It's like, yes, they fucking can, Dave, idiot.
Coalition is going to have all sorts of people in it. So
it's like
MAGA, if we were talking
ideological
about
diversity.
Yeah,
right?
if we were talking about what MAGA is, what I like about MAGA actually is that it's not a specific set of you have to believe this exact set, right?
What we were saying earlier. What I like about MAGA is that there's not actually something they believe besides nebulous racism and Donald Trump is the winning team that I want to be associated with. Hilarious. But really, I mean, there are tenets to this that just happen through policy and actual material reality through the evildoers around Trump, like Stephen Miller. Just Zionism, racism, transphobia, homophobia, misogyny.
Right.
You have to believe
so
these exact
some people in MAGA can
things.
believe like gay couples can have kids, and others can believe like that's degeneracy and those people need to be jailed.
Just see what they said about that pedophile couple that are trafficking kids. What's her name again?
Oh my God.
Are you talking about Dave Rubin?
Oh, Dave Rubin. That's it. Yeah, Dave Rubin. Yeah.
Wow. Look, I mean, Dave Rubin is an idiot, and I think he would be a bad dad, but I do not think that he's trafficking a child or, children because him and his him and his husband want to get fucking married. Let me start that over. They are married. Want to get fucking, be parents together. There's nothing wrong with Dave wanting to be a dad, except for his skill in doing it. If he was heterosexual, he'd be just as bad at it. Like, it has no bearing on it. He's just a doofus. These are your guys, Dave. They treat him so poorly, and he's just, What a disgusting, wretched human.
Coming soon, baby one. Where did they steal this kid from? That's two men.
well,
two men are gay.
Yeah,
They can't have kids.
it's got
2 men are gay. Happy Pride. 2 men are gay.
to pop out first, and then that's when they snatch them.
Oh, that's when they steal.
Yeah.
What? When they pop out, you snatch them? It's the gay agenda, isn't it?
That's when they steal it. But that's like plotting a crime right there. So somebody should probably do something about that.
Well,
Those are
I guess I just think maybe Dave Rubin is a spineless worm.
like the difference of ideas. that we're
well,
talking about?
actually, the tough answer to that is yes. You want to talk about the trans issue sort of broadly? I want
to talk about the MAGA coalition
what I
that
can
claims
tell you-
to be
what I can tell you-
pro-individual liberty,
Right.
yet wants to police the way that people express
But what are they
themselves.
doing? Not
Agree. I want to read that fact check. On May 6, 2026, the White House released its new U.S. counterterrorism strategy, which explicitly names violent left-wing extremists, including anarchists and anti-fascists such as Antifa, and radically pro-transgender groups as security threats alongside cartels and Islamist terror groups. Chat, did you know that it's terrorism to be opposed to Nazis? Fine. Like, I'm going to be honest. If you're going to call someone's normal political speech terrorism, you will invite terrorism. You know what I mean? Like, this will just make someone go, well, fuck it then. Because a very minor experience of just like being someone who is anti-fascism, which is everybody, which is everybody who isn't a Nazi, pretty easy. That's a benign, like killing Nazis is an American pastime. That's something that we grew up with thinking was cool.
People express
what are they
themselves
doing?
That also wants to police people's bodies,
yeah.
that want to go after people specifically because of their ethnicity.
Right.
None of that should
okay,
be
so
tolerated.
Donald Trump is in the middle of his second term. Gay marriage is here. It's passed. It's a just
Then
cause.
why
I
are so
believe
many
in individual
wait,
rights.
wait, you're friends with Michael Knowles, right?
Yeah.
So what's that coalition again called? I think it's like Less Equal. That's trying to actually get rid of Obergefell and overturn gay marriage rights. Does that not concern you?
Well, first.
And Michael Knowles, let's be real, suspiciously involved in anti-gay rhetoric, okay? Like, the vibes are there, Michael, and I think it doesn't throw anyone off the scent.
First off, I've never heard of that specific organization, but Michael
If he's never heard of it, then it's no problem.
was part of. I just don't know what you're talking about. But what
you
I
can
would
look it up right
but
now.
What I would
it's
say
called
is
Less Than.
no.
And it's Lila Rose, Michael
Yeah,
Knowles.
right. Well, first off, Michael and I are friends, but there is a cap on our friendship. There actually
We're
is.
friends with someone who doesn't want you to be
Told you.
in love,
Yeah, I've poured him wine.
my man.
He doesn't want me to be in love. He's had dinner
Look,
at
Dave,
my house with his wife. My husband cooked for him.
That's against God.
See? What'd I fucking say? My husband cooked for him. So what? This right-wing man allowed me to be in a service position to him. He must like me. Shut up.
So I want to have a word
But
with him.
no.
real
No,
quick.
but think about what you're saying. I
but
get
Dave,
it. No,
real
no,
quick.
think about what I'm saying.
But what I want
in
to say
your
is,
name.
I'm
Wait,
not-
wait.
He cannot hear the criticism. It makes him upset to hear the truth, and that is you are being used as a token, and he knows it to some extent. Dave Rubin knows. He's the gay conservative guy that gets paid to be the gay conservative punching bag. And he doesn't get to say anything out against those groups because they would immediately throw him under the fucking bus and he would lose his career. Because he can't come to the left. No one will have him. He knows it.
Wait. Hold on, champ.
Champ. He's so fucking mad.
You know, in your world of how tolerant you are showing me you're actually showing a remarkable amount of intolerance because
hear it.
although I don't know the group that you're talking about, Michael Knowles as a human being has been to my house and my husband has cooked him lamb and we have enjoyed evenings together
Cool. That means nothing.
and shared personal moments and all of those things. Now, do we agree on absolutely everything?
He doesn't think that you and your husband are ethical people for being in love and having a family. He thinks you are not only ultimately like sinners in God's eyes or whatever, but criminal in your acts. He thinks that loving your child as a gay man is criminal. Like, have some fucking dignity. Have a spine. You're not safe out in the open in fucking right-wing spaces. You're just not safe there. It will all come crumbling down. It will affect you. Why is he pretending that he can hide?
Of course, the answer to that is no. And if Michael or anyone else was trying to lead some organization that was going to go against my civil rights, well, that is where obviously we would have our difference of opinion.
Our difference of opinion, but maybe not a friendship then, huh? Oh, he wants to dissolve my civil right to marry my husband? Yeah, he's a bad guy, Dave. Idiot. Cuck.
Of course,
Dave,
but I also respect people's religious beliefs. They're allowed to have their religious beliefs. Their religious beliefs are not allowed to legislate my life. This is all very separate from the trans thing, which obviously I sense is going to come up a few more times today.
I'll just say real quick, I'm not trying to come after you. I believe that you should have the full liberty to have the family of your choice.
Yeah.
But what I will say is I'm glad Michael treats you with respect individually when you guys are together. But when he goes in front of his platform and says that a video of two gay men having a child is the most disgusting thing that he's ever seen, which is a quote, you can look up the tweet. Michael said that child is in one of the most dangerous situations he can think of, which is crazy to think of all the abusive parents that actually live in this society, regardless of sexual orientation. And you're going to look at a happy family and say, this is disgusting.
Absolutely true. On April 16, 2026, Michael Knowles posted on X that a clip of two gay men in Nashville with the baby they had via surrogacy was, quote, the most horrifying video I've ever seen in my life. On April 17th, he released a YouTube video about the couple titled, This is the most horrifying video Michael Knowles has ever seen. Wow. Double dipped on it.
That should feel like a violation.
It should. You should have some self-respect. And respect for your fucking husband. And respect for your children. You're a bad partner and a bad husband and a dog shit man, Dave. No one should respect Dave Rubin, and really no one does.
See that video, but if what you're asking me is do I agree with, if let's just say what you said is true.
It is
true. Do I agree with Michael's point on that? Of course the answer is no.
But that is the MAGA coalition.
It absolutely is. Definitely is. He's right. Anyway, everyone's dunking on Dave Rubin. It's just a fucking dunk contest. No one could possibly like Dave Rubin. No one ought to. I don't know how his husband does it. He's got to go home at night and just hate himself, right? There's no reason. No reason to be like this, Dave Rubin. It's a goddamn tragedy. Look at his face. You can just tell, man. There's no light in his eyes anymore. The old Dave Rubin's gone. Debasing himself for dollars.